It's championship week throughout the Sac-Joaquin section, and we've got you covered like nobody else. We've got highlights from 3 baseball finals at Sac City College, plus a Saturday double dip for softball championships at Sac State. We're playing like champions here at Premier PREPS. Welcome to a championship edition of Premier PREPS. I'm your host, Nick Pecoraro. Thank you, as always, for spending some time with us this week. We have a great show with 5 championship game highlights throughout the baseball and softball landscape in the Sac-Joaquin section, plus bracket updates from all 14 of the championship finales throughout all of the diamonds across the section. But we're going to start this week's show with a Division IV banger on the baseball field at Sac City College. Now, as a former Sac City Panther myself, I've seen a lot of great baseball played at Union Stadium, but it was rare that I ever got goosebumps the way that I did after witnessing some baseball games at Sac City this week for the section finals. 2 teams, 2 schools who faced each other in the football championships in November at Sac City were on the same campus again for the baseball crown. Top-seeded Casa Roble looking to build off of what it did from the football championship game, while 12 Bridges looking to close out its second varsity season ever with a blue banner for its first senior class. The crowd was electric. What a game we had on Wednesday night. So we know these two met up in the football final. 12 Bridges and Casa Roble locking up once more at Sac City College, this time for the baseball championship. Here we go. Top 1, Jax Whitesides looking to get things going for 12 Bridges. A 1-out double for the sophomore, and he's got the Raging Rhinos from Lincoln in business. But Casa Roble starter Jacob Schreiber works his way out of trouble. With 2 men on, he gets the force out at third. No harm done. The Rams had some trouble figuring out 12 Bridges starter Matt Henry. Only 2 hits allowed over the first 4 innings for Henry and 4 punch-outs on the day. But the Rams would strike first. In the bottom of the second, bases loaded for Ben Tercero. A shallow fly to right and a nice effort from James Romanoff, but he can't quite come up with it. 2-run score, and Casa Roble leads 2-0. The Rhinos start to claw back, though. Top of the third, runner on for Jax Whitesides. A high chopper makes a tough play at short. The throw gets away, and everybody's safe. But then another errant throw to third allows Logan Sanders to come in and score, and 12 Bridges cuts it to 2-1. Jax Whitesides was all over the place in this game. Here he is trying out for the dive team. He plays a mean left field too, saving certain extra bases. Top 4 now, Braden Wooster, the runner at second for Brendan Willis. And my man B. Will comes through from the 9-hole to drive in Wooster, and we're all tied up at 2 apiece. It remained that way until the bottom of the 6th. Runner on second for pinch hitter Brian McElroy, and listen to this crowd. They're begging for the big fella to come through, and B-Mac delivers. The Casa O-lineman drives in his quarterback, Connor Campbell, for the go-ahead run. You can't write a better script than that. But Casa wasn't done in the 6th. Tyrus Vogt comes through with a sacrifice fly. That scores Ian Pietros to make it 4-2. And then Connor Anderson rips a 2-bagger over the head of the left fielder. Ben Tercero scores, and it's 5-2 Rams. The next batter, Jacob Schreiber, follows with another RBI knock to bring home Mr. Anderson, and the Rams are now just 3 outs away. In the 7th, Chase Weldon on in relief, trying to close the door, the grounder to Carter Gustafson at third, and this ball game is over. Casa Roble won a football championship at Sac City in November, and now the Rams baseball team comes through with one on the same campus. Here's two guys who had huge impacts on the outcomes of both games.
There's no words for that. That's like a storybook right there, man. Man, I knew I was going to possibly pinch hit this game, and I knew it was going to be a clutch situation, and that's all I could be ready for. Got in that box, everything went blurry, and then everything went crystal clear, locked it in, got the job done.
It's poetic, man. All season long I just wanted the opportunity to run my hardest scale score, and he gave me the opportunity and I was able to come through with it. I mean, it just goes to show how all O-linemen love their quarterback, you know?
Well, championship week kicked off on Tuesday this week at Sac City College with Valley Christian Academy of Roseville taking on top-seeded Woodland Christian. The Cardinals were in their first ever Sac-Joaquin Section final, while VCA ranks near the top of the all-time rankings with 8 blue banners under head coach Brad Gunter. Could the Lions add to their trophy case, or would Woodland Christian send their head coach John Rodegerts into retirement as a champion? That game Tuesday at Sac City. Woodland Christian in its first ever Sac-Joaquin Section final in baseball. The Cardinals facing Valley Christian of Roseville, which has 8 blue banners in its collection. The D7 final Tuesday at Sac City. And Cardinals starter Wyatt Bickle gave up a leadoff double, but he gets out of a quick first inning jam. And his counterpart, Nathan Erickson, was looking good early as well, getting some help from his third baseman, Brooks Robinson. Will Burseth. The hot corner snares a hot shot, and we're scoreless after 2. Top 3, Nathan Erickson at the plate, already with a double. It was safe to say he was locked in on Tuesday. He goes for a 1-out triple, and he's got the Lions in business. The next batter, Nick Beffert, has a job to do, and he gets it done with the sacrifice fly to right. Erickson comes in to score the game's first run. VCA leads 1-0. But Woodland Christian would respond big time in the third with a crazy inning. The runners on base are Jordan Villanueva and Gary Mann. They go for a double steal, and the throw gets away from everybody. Both runners come in to score, and just like that, the Cardinals take a 2-1 lead. But here's where things get really weird. There's a runner on third for Wyatt Bickle, a comebacker to the pitcher, and they've got Cardinals runner Owen Tessier in a pickle. It looks like they've got him dead to rights, but the throw again gets away, and Tessier comes in to score. But wait, here comes the batter, Bickle, who never stopped running on the pickle, and he comes all the way in to score on a fielder's choice on just a wild sequence. But the Cards weren't done in the third. Ethan Howald drives in 2 more for Woodland Christian. The Cardinals put up 7 in the third on just 3 hits. VCA got one back on a sac fly in the 4th, but the Cards are looking for the dagger. 2 on for Jeffrey Nanini, a base hit past the drawn-in defense. Parker Howald and Gabe Sanchez score, and WC is starting to feel it. Pinch hitter Armand Badesha beats out a double play ball, and that's significant because the run makes it a 10-run game, and the Cardinals looking to close this game out in 5. Jaden Badesha in for the final frame, and he gets out number 3 in style. Woodland Christian won its first ever football championship at Sac City earlier this year, and now the Cardinals baseball team follows suit for its first blue banner.
We've been working for this since, 2 years ago. This is our dream, This is the first time making it to the section, and we actually won, so it feels great. Even back in football season when I won the state championship and just winning another section, just feels great. It's amazing. This is Coach John's last year. He's been coaching for 12 years. He really built this program. We're doing this for him. I feel like that brings us more as a team and just makes us want to be better because this is his last year. This is all for him.
We will have more highlights from the baseball field later in the show, but for now, let's take a look at the champions from Divisions 4 through 7. We showed you Casa Roble taking down 12 Bridges in Division 4. It was quite the bar-setting season for the Rhinos from Lincoln, but the Rams of Orangevale claim section title number 4, their first since 2003. In a rematch of last year's Division 5 final that went 13 innings to decide a champion, Bradshaw Christian held on to receipts from last year, taking down Sutter 8-3 and claiming the program's 7th Blue Banner. In D6, the reigning D7 champion Ripon Christian moved up a division this year and challenged the defending D6 champ Leroy Green of Natomas, and in a wild game, the Lions came back from not one, but 2 5-run deficits for a 12-11 victory, repeating as D6 champions. And we just showed you Woodland Christian take down Valley Christian Academy 12-2 for the program's first section title. The Cardinals also won their first football championship at Sac City earlier this year. All 4 champs from these divisions move on to the NorCal Regionals starting Tuesday of this week. Well, we got more championship highlights, but we switch over to the softball field now, where Sacramento State hosted the Divisions 1 and 2 finals on Saturday. And with defending D2 champion Whitney leveling up to Division 1 this year, it left a wide open field to crown a new champion at the D2 level. And the top-seeded Tracy Bulldogs came in as the odds-on favorite with some superstar freshmen in the making, Taylor Sandsaver and Hayden Fell leading the Bulldogs. But the ROCKLIN Thunder stormed into the section final as a 7 seed with some star freshmen of their own in Peyton Pryor and Kat Alston. And don't forget about their superstar shortstop, the future Oklahoma Sooner Sid Barker, who was looking to close her stellar career with a blue banner. That game happening Saturday afternoon. The Division II championship kicking off Saturday at Sac State. Top-seeded Tracy in town to face the 7th-seeded ROCKLIN Thunder. Buckle your seatbelts, folks, because this was a wild one. You knew it was going to be a crazy game when this was the first play. Leilani Benson laying out in left, a great start for the Bulldogs, and an even better bottom half of the first. Runner on for Emma Golden. The senior catcher goes off the foul pole and left for a 2-run shot. And just like that, Tracy leads 2-0. Now, defense would be a major theme in this game. Bottom 2 outs. Savannah Grigsby with the dive and flip to Sid Barker for out number 3. Barker fires the first anyway. We only play 3 outs in this league, but it's an impressive play nonetheless. Barker would break out the bat in the 3rd, though. 2 on, 2 out, and the Oklahoma signee goes Boomer Sooner. A 3-run shot gives ROCKLIN a 3-2 lead. That balloon goes looking for the ball. Good luck with that. Now Tracy would answer back in their half of the 3rd. Bases juiced for Hayden Fell. The freshman drives home fellow freshman Taylor Sandsaver, but the Bulldogs weren't done. Ava Nelson shoots one back up the middle. The fielder's choice scores Emily Cargill, and Tracy's back in front 4-3. Top 4, 2 on for ROCKLIN freshman Kat Alston. A great effort from Sandsaver in right, but it's all the way to the wall. 2-run score on Alston's triple, and ROCKLIN jumps back ahead 5-4. I told you this was a crazy game, folks, but we're nowhere near finished. Bottom 5, I swear that Lily Treaty does this every time I see ROCKLIN play. She loves it when Premier Preps comes out. Just give her the gold glove already. But Tracy answers with some D in right as well. Taylor Sandsaver takes a hit away from Peyton Pryor. This is a kid to watch over the next few years at Tracy. The Bulldogs threaten again in the 6th. Layla Montour with a check swing nubber, but Savannah Grigsby nails the potential tying run at home. A great tag by Marley Hogue to keep ROCKLIN in front 5-4. But that's until the very next batter. Taylor Sandsaver comes through in the clutch, and we're all tied up at 5 apiece. Top 7 now, Elisa Galley had 15 strikeouts on Saturday, and she gives her team a chance to walk it off in the 7th. But ROCKLIN catcher Marley Hogue with a freaking laser beam to send this thing into extras. Bottom 8. ROCKLIN's defense was impenetrable. Kate Gladden robs Layla Montour with another diving catch from this ROCKLIN outfield. And in the bottom of the 9th, I promise this is not an instant replay, Gladden lays out again. They say defense wins championships, and the Thunder brought the leather on Saturday. Top 10. Runner on third, Marley Hogue with the squeeze, and that brings home Amanda Wetland for the go-ahead run. And the next batter, Savannah Lorenzini, provides some insurance. Cameron Buffington comes home to score, 7-5 ROCKLIN. Tracy with one last chance in the bottom of the 10th. Runners at the corners, but Thunder freshman Peyton Pryor. She goes all 10 innings and finishes this thing off with a strikeout in an instant classic. The 7th-seeded ROCKLIN Thunder is your D2 champion. I'm out of breath. Marley Hogue, Sid Barker, take over for me, ladies.
Oh my gosh, it was so exciting. Like, the feeling of nervousness and exciting is about the same, and you just have to take it and make it excitement, and it was great.
We came in knowing that Tracy was going to be a great team. They have great players on their team, but we also knew after the game started it was going to be back and forth, and we wanted it more. And no matter the score, we were up, we had hype, our pitcher was on, our bats were going, and I just think it was a great game. So great job to everyone.
Well, this next gamer had all the hype built up around it between number 1, Whitney, winners of 17 straight heading into the final, and number 2, Oak Ridge, who won it all at Sac State last year with a walk-off single from Maddie Ridge. 2 Sierra Foothill League rivals. Oak Ridge is the defending D1 champ. Whitney's the defending D2 champ. Something had to give Saturday at Sac State. Only one of these teams could exit Sac State Saturday as repeat section champs. Oak Ridge and Whitney on a collision course for the D1 title. Top 1, Wildcats come out firing with Hannah Duncan in the circle, a .47 ERA this postseason and looking strong early. But Oak Ridge also has an ace in freshman Kennedy Freeland, who gets some help from her catcher and bestie Brooklyn Parator, who guns down the runner at second and were scoreless after 1. In the second, Oak Ridge has runners on the corners for Carmen Montes de Oca. She lays down a squeeze bunt and the throw home gets away. Parator scores and the Trojans lead 1-0. 2 batters later, Kaiden Walker with a soft liner into center. It wasn't hit that hard, but it's effective. Sam Alekman and Montes de Oca score. Trojans lead 3-0. In the bottom of the second, Brooklyn Parator said, "I tried to tell you guys not to run on me." Brooklyn throws out another would-be base stealer. And meanwhile, her ace, Kennedy Freeland, the freshman phenom, was sparkling in the circle. 4 shutout innings and 5 Ks. Top 4 now, Kaiden Walker lines one into center, but this time Rebecca Rao makes the catch. Snow cones, get your snow cones here. That catch keeps Whitney out of trouble. And the Wildcats trying to get the bats going, and no one better to look to than Maya Flint. The SFL Triple Crown winner and future South Carolina Gamecock short hops the left field fence for a double, and she's trying to fire up her Wildcats dugout. But Freeland gets out of the jam as Carly Short puts away the pop-up to end the inning, holding the Cats scoreless through 4. Hannah Duncan was battling for Whitney, just 3 hits allowed over 7 innings with 8 punch-outs. She gives the Wildcats one last chance in the 7th. Ellison Schroeder on for the Trojans, and she gets the 6-4-3 double play. Carly Short to Jessica Zelany to Brooklyn Parator, and Oak Ridge goes back-to-back at Sac State as D1 champs. 11 total blue banners is the most in section history.
Our team came out in the second inning. We had a lot of hits come together. We've been struggling with that all season against Hannah Duncan, but we really came out this season and we put the hits together.
This is awesome, especially to be able to punk it back at them, especially after senior night. They beat us, but we came out and we put the spanking on them. We're at Sac State. It's the second championship. We're going on to regionals next week. It's awesome. I'm so excited.
Now that all the section softball champs have been crowned, let's take a look at who's bringing home those coveted blue banners. We just showed you Oak Ridge get some payback on Whitney for spoiling the Trojans' senior night earlier this month and go back-to-back, winning their section record 11th blue banner. The Trojans go for NorCal title number 1 starting Tuesday. And congrats once again to the ROCKLIN Thunder, which came into the finals with a sub-500 record and take down top-seeded Tracy to win the program's first section crown since 2016. In Division III, second-seeded Oakdale takes down defending champion Capital Christian to win the program's 7th section title. Only 6 other schools have achieved that milestone in softball. It's the Mustangs' first title since 2019. To D4 now, top-seeded Dixon earns its second blue banner in the past 3 years. The Rams have been in the finals in each of the last 3 seasons. They beat defending NorCal champion Central Catholic. And we showed you champions from Divisions 5 through 7, which took place last Saturday, but we'll give them to you again. The Sutter Huskies are your Division 5 champions and will carry that 27-0 record into NorCal's, where they won it all in 2022. In Division 6, LeGrand head coach Gia Pradell won 6 section titles before this year, but this time she does it with her twin daughters, Mason and Hayden, playing big roles in the championship game. A special moment for that family and that program, which now has 7 softball championships in its trophy case. And finally, in D7, Big Valley Christian rode a 5-inning no-hitter and 12 strikeouts from Ava Hernandez. Don't sleep on these small schools, folks. These kids can play. It's Big Valley's 4th section crown in the past decade. NorCal regional play begins Tuesday with semifinals on Thursday and championship games at host sites set for Saturday. Well, our final gamer this week is the Division I Baseball Championship, once again at Sac City College. We showed you last week just how well the top-seeded St. Mary's Rams are playing in this postseason. They are just loaded with arms and bats. They would have to get past a hungry ROCKLIN Thunder team, which knocked off defending D1 champion Franklin in a best-of-3 semifinal last week. The Rams going for section title number 5, while the Thunder going for number 4 Thursday night at Union Stadium. Back at the yard at Sac City College on Thursday night, ROCKLIN and St. Mary's hooking up for the Division I banner. Tanner Grove has the ball for St. Mary's, and the Washington commit was on one on Thursday. He snares a hot comebacker to end the first inning. Great start for Grove and the Rams. Bottom one, the Michigan commit, Michael Quedens, drops a base hit into right to try and get an early rally going for the Rams. But ROCKLIN starter Daniel Pantaloglo gets some help from his shortstop, Cash Brennan. You know your money when your name is Cash, and St. Mary's comes up empty. Bottom two now, Grove at the plate. He's been one of the hottest hitters all postseason from any team, and he continues to rake. A double into the corner in right, and the Rams have a 2-out rally. The next batter, Nathan Del Carlo, does exactly what he's supposed to do, but he forgot one thing. You don't run on Grant Munoz. The Thunder right fielder blowing some smoke off of his pistol, and this game remains scoreless after 2. Top 3, runner on for Ethan Brown, who sends a deep fly ball to left, and it's beyond the reach of the left fielder. Mason Perenick comes in to score, and the Thunder strikes first, 1-0 ROCKLIN. But in the bottom of the third, St. Mary's has an answer. Runners on for Brady Ericart. He shoots one through the infield to score Braden Wilson with the tying run, but then the throw to second gets away and Roland Reyes hustles home, and just like that, St. Mary's jumps in front 2-1. Same inning, 1 out for Dax Hardcastle, who hits a high fly ball to left. That's plenty deep enough to score Ericart from third, and St. Mary's leads 3-1 after 3. ROCKLIN trying to respond in the fourth, and Arizona commit Troy Yultson says, "I got you, fellas." A 1-out double gives the Thunder a jolt, but St. Mary's shuts it down with some defense. Tucker Baird with a liner, but it's caught by second baseman Roland Reyes, who doubles off the runner at second, and the Rams get out of the inning unscathed. We go to the bottom of the fourth, bases juiced for Michael Quedens, and the T-Cal RBI leader doing what he does best. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. The Rams put up 3 in the inning to make it 6-1, and with Tanner Grove in a groove, 4 hits allowed, 9 strikeouts. He flips the final out to Quedens at first, and St. Mary's is a section champion for the 5th time in school history.
Tanner Grove pitched a hell of a game tonight. So yeah, I'm just super happy I got to experience that with my guys. We came in here knowing that we can do this. We have the guys, we have the roster, so it just came down if we could do it and, you know, just push throughout this long season.
At what point of the season did you feel like you guys could get to this point and this was a real possibility?
First game of the year. I knew we had a shot, but just needed to execute what we needed to do, and it'll all work out.
Well, we showed you the champions from Divisions 4 through 7. Here they are from Divisions 1 through 3. You just saw St. Mary's prove its top seed by taking down ROCKLIN at Sac City. The Rams will make a push for their first ever NorCal crown later this week. The Division 2 final played on Friday at Sac City. The Granite Bay Grizzlies go for a Section 3-peat by taking down Elk Grove, one of the richest baseball programs in section history. The Grizzlies are the first team to go for a Section 3-peat since Elk Grove did it in 2017. And in Division 3, a rematch of last year's NorCal Championship game. The top-seeded Oakmont Vikings go down to Islanders Field in Lathrop and burn the boat, going back-to-back for section title number 6. The Vikes won it all at the D4 level last year and level up to take the D3 crown. All section finalists from Division 1 through 3 will advance to the regional tournament, which begins on Tuesday. Well, that's it for this week's show. We hope you enjoyed these championship highlights. We're going to have more next week when the NorCal Regional Tournament takes place. We'll have baseball action, softball action, so please be sure to tune in then. Best of luck to all of our remaining local teams. Keep on winning so Premier Preps can come out and see you and put you on this show. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming action. Until then, I'm Nick Pecoraro. Thank you so much for watching Premier Preps.